All right, we are live streaming on Facebook, and of course, we're going to wait a second because it's going to catch up on the page so that we're going to hear the feedback in just a second. We're going to wait a second because it's going to catch up on. And now we're good. And I am here in the hot seat with Carmen. And I say that because we've jokingly said she's like Madonna, one name only, except Facebook doesn't let her do that. So when I tagged her, you'll see she does have a full name, but she goes by Carmen. So like Beyonce, she's the queen. And we are here to talk about the struggles as an entrepreneur in a very English dominated arena when English isn't your first language. So thank you for being in the hot seat, Carmen. A little of our backstory, we actually met just this year in a course with Nierka. We did SIA together, so Supreme Influence in Action, which is an amazing course. And I think both you and I got a lot out of it. And oh, Rebecca's on. Hi, Rebecca. You and I got a lot out of the course, and we connected in the course because of some comments that we had made, and then developed our friendship. And oh, hello. So nice. We've got great people coming on, Catsby. And so we have sort of gone on a journey ever since that course, which was earlier in the spring. And, you know, it's amazing because I speak French, which is your first language. And so we also connected there. But it's so interesting, a perspective that, you know, people who speak English as their first language don't often think about the struggles for those who don't. And yet going live on video or doing those things can be a struggle for anybody, not just someone with an accent. So now that I've talked a whole lot, tell us about you and your journey to here. And, you know, let's talk a little bit too about your struggles, which I know personally, because we've had many discussions about going live and putting yourself out there.
Yeah, well, I prefer going live than doing a pre-recorded video. My opinion is harder because when you go live, you just go, and what happens happens. And when you do a pre-recorded video, I mean, it takes me hours and hours and hours to get it right, at least enough in with my high standards. So I just really rather go live. So yeah, you've probably noticed my adorable accent since I'm French Canadian. I'm from Montreal. My first language is obviously French, and I've started to learn English I mean, in school. I was young, and but it's not something that has been practiced a lot here because I mean, there's a law that you have to speak French first. So even in the stores or things like that. So yeah, but I would say that my English improved dramatically in the last year because I've attended courses online and also in person the year before. And I mean, it's you know, when you don't have a choice, your English will improve. So I suggest do something that you are afraid to do, and I mean, you will progress really, really quick because you have to. And
it's true. Even Tony Robbins last week in a seminar they did, he talked about how do you learn something quickly and become an expert is you fully immerse yourself in that world. And he's right. That's how I learned Italian, because I went and lived in Italy and I had a headache for about 3 weeks trying to listen and understand what everybody was saying to me. And then it's like something switched and I was good. Now it was easier for me because I spoke French, so that helped. And also my family, my mom's side of the family is Italian, so it wasn't completely foreign to me.
Yeah,
But I know of other people in high school who went to countries where they didn't know anything of the language and came back speaking fluently.
definitely.
So you're right. It's just you kind of have to face the fear and jump in.
Yes, yes. And I've been to the United States twice, and I was by myself. And I mean, you have to step up because you'll just stay stuck on the side of the road, just being alone. So, um,
Yeah.
also,
Kathy even said, she goes, yes, do it afraid.
yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely,
Do it
definitely.
afraid.
And also, like, really do it by yourself because if you go on a trip with someone who speaks better English than you, they will do all the talking. So you
Yeah.
will actually avoid what you came here to do. So, or you can go with people who, I mean, their English isn't as fluid than yours. So you will be doing all the talking. Um,
Mhm.
Also, I mean, speaking English for me just now feels very natural, even if I can hear myself making mistakes. And it's definitely something that I struggled with. I wasn't comfortable because I thought, oh my God, I sound so blah, blah. I mean, people, it must be painful listening to me, right? But um, I came across, actually, there's three things I want to talk with you, and it's preparation, practice, and perspective. Those are, in my opinion, what needs to be addressed in order to improve your communication skills
I love that.
in a different language. So first things first, preparation. So you cannot just invent any kind of word and pretend it's English, right? So you gotta
Oh,
go
I
back.
French sometimes.
I mean, I do that too, but not like a whole language. You can invent words, do it, it's fun, but not,
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely start with the basics. You have to actually know what you're talking about. And I definitely look up words all the time. I still do it. I still do it in French as well. I really enjoy doing that because, I mean, you need to know what you're talking about. You need to know how to use a specific word properly. So also when you like being prepared, okay, for me means uh, oh, just wait.
She's also a mom, and her son is 5 months, 6 months now,
7 today.
7 months.
Yeah, and he likes to be part of things. So we'll do it together. Um, so yeah, preparation is definitely something important. And it's gonna sound cliche, but listening to movies, music, audiobook, reading books or like podcasts or anything you can will really, really, really improve your English. I used to listen to movies in French all the time, and once in a while would listen to an English movie with subtitles on.
Mhm.
And now I just always listen to movies in English. Uh, I mean, not if they're filmed in French, but other than that, I will always do it in English. And to me, it's actually better because I get to hear the real voice of the actors and be really in the moment. So yeah,
Right.
and it's really really it makes things easier because you hear how it's pronounced, how it's used in a sentence, and also the visual of the movie will help a lot because you're gonna get what's going on even if you don't completely get it. And yeah, I wish we could have subtitles in real life with people, but we don't. And
Isn't that the truth? There are people who are native English speakers who I wish had subtitles sometimes too.
Definitely. But I mean, start with something with something that has a visual. Okay. When I'm on the phone with English people, it's way harder than when I'm on a video call with someone.
Right.
Because it's the same thing when you go in an immersion, you can talk with your hands, you can point things to make sure that you're understood, right?
Right.
And when you look up words, or I mean, you can ask people the meaning of things, but by doing that specific process, that extra step to learn words, I mean, your brain will remember it. Okay. It will remember the process of you going online, typing a specific word and reading what it means. It's a proven fact. We recognize things that we've seen of or heard before. So take on the habit of doing that often.
Yeah.
And after that, we have obviously practice.
Mm-hmm.
Practice is practice makes perfect. It's one of my favorite saying of all times. Because you can, I know people who are French and they understand English, but they don't speak English because obviously the way that they pronounce things is a struggle for them. So you actually have to practice because you may sound good in your head, but you need to sound good in your mouth. You need to, and I'm not talking about whispering to
Yes.
yourself or go out loud.
Full
Speak to
out. Yes.
yourself
Catsby
alone,
agreed. She said, yes, yes, yes.
alone in your house. I mean, I do that all the time. I would look like a crazy person if someone would film me in my house, but it's definitely something that I do a lot. And you can hear yourself. You can hear if it sounds right, if it sounds like in the movie you watch, or you can just practice like that.
Yeah.
I would also highly suggest to attend online online courses or whatever that you're really passionate about, and actually participate in the conversation. Not just be there and listen. Because I mean, at some point, I truly believe that the passion will take over. You
Yes.
talk about something you like, who cares how you say it? It's just people will, when I'm passionate about something and I talk about it, people focus on what I'm talking about and not how I say it.
Yes.
They maybe they won't even hear that like I had S somewhere, or that I mispronounced a word or whatever, because they will be so focused and present to the content that it will flow way better than you think it flows.
Yes, absolutely. And we've seen that. I mean, I'm sure people have experienced seeing somebody say something in another language, and you don't speak that language, but you can feel what they're feeling, and you understand a little bit out of like from the context that they're just impassioned about something that they're saying. And you're like, oh, I'm totally there with you. I don't know 100% what you said, and this is my message to people doing video and getting themselves seen online. Is it has nothing to do with what you look like or how you sound. It has everything to do with your message,
Yeah.
and that's what people are going to resonate with. So hands down, 100%. Yes. Right. Talk with passion. Speak to your passion.
Yes, yes. And I mean,
Patsy says you're good in speaking English now, Carmen, which yes, you are.
thank you.
Yep. Even just since we've met, you've become more
Yes,
confident.
yes, yes. It's definitely something. I mean, I obviously improved my English because I've practiced more, but it really has something to do, I believe, with what we just said. I mean, knowing what I'm talking about makes the whole thing more fluid. And because I'm focusing on what I want to convey, I'm not thinking about, okay, this sounds weird, or I think I mispronounced a word, or I think like, is this a word actually, or things like that.
Yeah.
So
Hugo. Sorry, that would be my dog joining in the conversation.
Yeah,
Who wants to
come
hear
in.
your language?
Babies, dogs,
And
everything, everyone. So
happened.
and also perspective is definitely something that needs to be addressed. The most important thing that you need to understand, okay, about accents, all of them, is that accents are cute as hell.
Yes.
They're just cute as hell. So they're fun, they're exotic. There's something about accents that it's just, everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Everybody. Even if you think you sound like crap, there's really something more to it. There's really, it takes you places, even if you're staying right where you are.
It does. Absolutely.
My husband,
My
yeah,
sort of boyfriend, when he gets tired or when he's angry, his Irish accent comes out. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish it was out all the time. He's worked so hard at getting rid of it. And I'm like, why?
yes, it's definitely something about you. And I mean, this is something that I cannot dissociate with. I've grown up speaking French. This is where I come from. And I mean, it's just a part of me. So why should I deny it and try to hide it? Because it's actually a, a bonus about you. It's a skill that not everybody has. I know people that I admire with all my heart and they don't speak French, for instance. So I thought, well, they don't speak French. I may not speak as well as them in English, but they don't speak French at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you a wider reach. And I'm saying French, but it can be any language you're working with. So yeah, it's definitely important. And like the thing about perspective, I thought I was sounding very bad in English, but it was something that was going on in my own head. I thought, ooh, I cringed when I was listening to myself. But many people have come up to me saying, well, I thought you were English, or what are you talking about? I mean, and I was like, no, I hear myself making mistakes. But yeah, definitely. I've watched an interview with Bradley Cooper, who loves French. And his French is, I mean, could use a little improvement, but he just loves French. And every time he gets the chance to speak French, he takes it. And I thought, well, I sound like that. I thought this is what I look like, and this is how people receive my English. But recently, I've come across an interview with Jodie Foster, she speaks wonderfully French, and I didn't know that.
Who is this?
Jodie Foster.
Oh, I didn't know Jodie Foster spoke French.
Very good. She's very, very good. And I mean, she still makes mistakes here and there, like little subtle mistakes, like she will say he instead of she, or things that are very subtle and you barely notice it. And I was like, oh, maybe I sound more like Jodie Foster than Bradley Cooper, or at least somewhere in between.
Right.
And I realized that my conception of how I speak English was wrong, really. Because to people, I may sound more like Jodie Foster than how I think I sound like Bradley Cooper, right? And so I would highly suggest listening to people that speak, I mean, for example, if you want to improve your English and whatever your first language is, for me, it was I speak French and I want to speak English, and they speak English and they want to speak French. So it will give you perspective about how to approach the way you speak. And So yeah, it's really, really about perspective, I think, because since I've seen that, I kind of made peace with my English a lot. So,
Awesome. And you know, it's very much about perspective. And I remember when I was living in Italy, one of my friends said, you know, I speak great English when I'm drunk. I was like, no, you don't. But it's okay because I love you anyway. But in her head, you know, her English was the best when she was drinking alcohol. And I've heard other people say that too. I can speak other languages when I'm drunk. Um, but it is really about perspective, and it's about who you learn the language from as well, right? Because you pick up colloquialisms and you pick up things based on who you hang around with. It can also get you in trouble. And I'll tell you a story in a minute. I was mortified. It's probably one of the more embarrassing moments of my life, when I was trying to learn another language. But it's like you said, it's perspective. And I think more people than not appreciate when someone makes the effort
definitely,
to speak another language,
definitely, definitely. It's
right?
something that I wasn't seeing for myself. I mean,
Catsby said, haha, alcohol is a solution. Just kidding. Yeah, no,
we're just
alcohol is not the
gonna
solution,
make
but
up.
everybody thinks they're great at something when they're drinking alcohol.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I I I forgot what I wanted to say.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about perspective and you know, learning from how, like, who you learn your language from,
Yeah,
who you surround yourself with. But that most times, like, it's very rare that somebody is going to look down at you for trying to speak their
yeah,
language.
right, right.
They're going to be appreciative that you're at least making the effort.
Yes, that's something that I wasn't seeing for myself because I thought, I mean, every time I hear someone who try to speak French, I'm like, oh my God, you're so good. And I'm so happy for them, even if they sound like, I mean, no. And but I'm happy. I'm really happy because I'm like, someone's trying to connect in my own language. They're really trying to like connect it in a way that makes them go out of their own way and in order to
Out of their own comfort zone,
yes,
even.
yes, but I was not doing that for myself. I would when I was speaking English, I was like, no, I suck, and this is doesn't no, and
They'll judge me, they'll make fun of me, they'll,
but I wasn't received that way, but I was perceiving myself that way. And
yes.
at some point, my husband went, treat yourself like you would treat others, and I was like, nah, nah, nah. But he was right because I thought, wow, definitely. And I remembered a woman I know who spoke like about 8 words in French to me. And I was like, oh my God, this is so great. And I was like, I speak for hours in English that I don't even celebrate for myself like that.
Exactly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I'm going to start do that. Cheer you on because, yeah, definitely.
But you know, the thing that I find too is that even in your native language, you mess up. Like,
Yes.
I mess up always. I'm right there. I mess up in English and then go, was that grammatically correct? Or I'll think that didn't sound right. So why do we think we need to be perfect when we're trying to learn another language? Right? We don't give ourselves a bit of grace in that area.
Definitely. Definitely.
So I'll tell you the story. When I lived in Italy, of course, I took as much time as I could to travel and see the country. So that meant skipping school occasionally. And I had this really great art history teacher, and she was lovely, but she was very conservative, she seemed very prim and proper. And kind of like a school marm. Like she would wear her hair in a bun, she had her glasses, and she would wear her suits and have her briefcase. But she was lovely, and I really liked her. So I had gone to visit Venice for a day, which was absolutely amazing. And being my art history teacher, understood the value of what I was going to get from that trip. And so she asked me, how did you like Venice? And so I got really excited and I said, "Oh, mi è piaciuto un casino." And that expression was what I would hear all my friends say whenever they loved something. "Oh, mi è piaciuto un casino." And so I just thought it meant like, "Oh, I loved it a lot." Like it, because mi è piaciuto means I loved or liked. And she looked like I slapped her. Right? She was taken aback, and she she was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, good, good." And I didn't understand the reaction, and so I was a little surprised at what, like, how she was shocked at what I said. So after school, I walked home to the my host family that was hosting me while I lived there. And my host mother was cooking lunch and she asked me how school was. So I told her of this incident. And so she's like, "Well, what did you say to her?" And I told her, and she was like, "Oh, Diva, no, you didn't." Like, "What did I say?" She said, "You told her you loved Venice like a whorehouse."
Oh, wow.
I was like,
Wow.
"Are you kidding? That's what that means?" And so she was laughing. I was mortified. I was like, "How am I going to face her the next day in school?" Because I told her that I liked Venice like a whorehouse. And so that was a lesson, because I was like, never say anything in another language unless you truly know what it means.
Yeah.
So I've always been careful. And, it was funny. I came home from Italy and discovered my grandparents were potty mouths. They swore all the time. And so when I came home and I was fluent in Italian, all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that." And they didn't realize, because they hadn't made the connection. "Oh my gosh, she understands us now." So
Yeah.
they had to be careful what they said, because I would catch them in it. So, it's funny when it's funny, but it's a lesson. Make sure you know what you're saying before.
Yes. That's why preparation is important, because
Exactly.
actually know what you're talking about. And I, I've done that too. I mean, I've done that too. Like when you use slang and you don't know that it's slang,
Yeah.
people may look at you funny, but then you will know it's slang. You will know for the rest of your life. So
Yep. I
it's
will never use that sentence in Italian.
you'll never forget it.
Never.
So yeah. Also, another trick I can give to people before going live is definitely warming up your mouth. And I mean, this is something you can add on because you're obviously a pro, but I've done drama classes like a very long time ago, and we would warm up before any exercise, and it's
Yep.
definitely something that I still do up to this day. And I usually do that by myself. It's very subtle and quick, just to, I don't do all the exercise, but just a little,
Yeah.
kind of
That's
help
I
you warm
train
up.
people in that. When
Yes.
I'm working with people, that's it. I do. I tell them there needs to be some sort of warm up. Even me, as a native English speaker, I make sure to warm up the mask, to warm up, all the areas of my mouth, because I want people to understand. So I want my diction to be good. I
Yes.
want my energy up.
Yes.
So, I do some things to pick up my energy before I go live as well. So 100% hands down, that is exactly what I teach people, because you're right. It helps, especially when you have an accent,
Yes.
when you warm up those muscles in your mask, like in the face, it definitely will make a difference.
Yes. Yes. Especially like, I mean, I'm even better in English when I speak slowly because I take the time to really like do instead of and things like that. But
Yeah. Well, and to explain to people, French doesn't have
yeah,
a th sound. There is no sound like the
yeah,
there. So that's a really big thing in speaking English when you're French.
yes. And I am not able to roll my R at all. So this is yeah. And but this is something, I mean, when I'm talking slowly, I really take the time to put my tongue in the right places so it sounds like I want it to sound. But in a daily conversation, I don't have time to do that. So warming up my mouth helps to kind of create space in my mouth so that I can, I'm gonna say easily
Yes.
pronounce things like I want to. And also another thing, I mean, if you're really self-conscious about your accent, I would invite you to just address it up front. When you go live, you just, I mean, I do that all the time. Every time that I present myself, I just go like, you probably notice my adorable accent and things like that. Because this is something that I know
Part
is,
of you.
yeah, it's present and I'm just going to address it right away. So you know that I know, and we're just going to move on.
That you're not hiding it. It's who you
I'm
are.
owning it,
This is
and I'm
me.
actually consciously choosing to improve it on a daily basis. So bear with me, and it's like I humbly ask you to be my teacher in a way. So people are like, oh, yeah, okay. And
Yeah.
also, as we learn in NLP, we can frame things. We can frame our conversation and our environment. So if I say things like adorable accent, it's going to access a part in your brain that is linked to what you consider to be adorable. So you will find me adorable because I am. Or
Exactly.
you will find my accent adorable because it is. And yeah, it's just you can put that in your preparation. Really think about how you want people to receive
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
how you communicate. So and just frame that, frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Now I'm going to give you an exercise to try because this is good. Well, this is actually good for anybody. Um, but Catsby says, nice, Carmen, love it. She loves what you just said. Um, oh wait, no, I do.
You got homework.
There's homework for everybody. It's good for everybody, but particularly when you have an accent, this is a really good exercise to help work the muscles in your mouth. So I often get my clients to get a cork, like from a wine bottle. So I often joke, a bottle of wine needs to die in order for you to do this exercise. Usually most people are pretty open to it. So, and what you do with the cork is you put it between your teeth and then you try talking and making those all your words clear. So if you have the cork there, then you have to work extra hard
Oh my God, you're good.
to get the sound out. And then when you take that cork out, it's activated all these muscles that we didn't even know we have in a lot of ways. But your diction automatically gets clearer. And when I music direct a musical, I I make my cast sing all the songs
Oh my
with
God,
the cork in their mouth.
evil.
Oh, they think I am. They do. But when I mean the last show I did was Titanic, and I made my cast do that for one of the rehearsals. So they were slobbering. They were like, "Oh my God, Diva, this is so hard." I'm like, "Keep using the cork." But somebody came to see the show that I know and respect. She directs a lot of shows, and she came to me and she said, "Thank you for getting them to make everything clear. The diction was amazing. So of course, the next day I was on headset. I'm like, just so you all know, somebody recognized that you've all been working hard with your diction. And so I'm like, there is always method to my madness. I know it seems mean, but it works.
I remember that exercise we did, and I was like, oh my god, I hate this, and I forgot about it until
I brought out the
saw
cork.
your cord. I was like, oh no, please. But you're right. You're definitely right. And
Oh, Jazz says hi. Jazz is on.
hi. So
And Caspi says, I will buy wine on another day.
and actually, the wine is your reward for what you've accomplished with the Cork exercise.
Yes, yes. I don't recommend drinking the wine and going live.
No.
The wine is something you do in your own time. So you have the cork in preparation, like you said,
Yes.
preparation for doing the live videos or even the recorded videos and even audio, right? If people have a podcast or if people are doing audio recordings for a course they're doing or whatever the case may be, this is something no matter what you're doing using your voice, Hugo, stop. No matter what you do using your voice, that cork exercise, I swear on it, it works.
Yes.
There is method to my madness.
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody I work with, especially one-on-one, I always say to them, I'm asking you to trust me, and I'm asking you to have faith, to know that I am doing things and there is always method to my madness. I promise it's not just for my entertainment, but sometimes it is entertaining for me.
It comes from a place of love. That's what I say to people.
Yeah, exactly. It's all done with love and the desire to help you reach whatever those goals are that we've talked about. So this has been great. This has been eye-opening. And like I said, knowing that I could get you on here to talk about this topic specifically, especially because I know that fear that you had even just months ago versus now, you know, going out and making yourself visible, which is huge. It was a big leap for you. And so it shows people, one, that it's possible, and two, that, you know, it takes a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of work, like anything we do, but it's really about being authentically you.
Yes.
And people will embrace it. It has more to do with your message, less to do with how proficient you are in English or in whatever language, right? The fact that you are passionate about what you're doing and you're putting yourself out there, that is really what matters.
And I mean, in my group, I speak French and English, but because it was really important for me to do it that way, because I truly wanted to honor the people that I know who only speak French and the ones that only speak English. And also because it was something that I didn't think I was capable of doing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to, I'm always up for a good challenge. I probably have masochist tendencies, but I was like, okay, let's do this. So, but it's not, I'm not masochist. I'm just all about growth, and growth will take you out of your comfort zone, but it will expand your comfort zone. I mean, at some point you will be more comfortable and more comfortable, and it will feel natural. So, yeah.
I sort of think about it like from a perspective of a diabetic. Right? They become diabetic, and all of a sudden that thought of giving themselves a needle, that's a scary thing. The more they do it, the more it just becomes their everyday practice. They don't think about it. There's no pain involved. There's no fear involved. But there was initially. They had to grow through that fear to then get it to a point where it just becomes part of their day.
Yeah.
So, there's, I mean, a lot of people, Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, they all say things like, there's always something amazing waiting for you just on the other side of fear.
Yes.
And when you feel the fear and do it anyway, that's called courage.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And it's really, it gets a whole lot easier the more you do it. So the only way to get there is to just do it.
Yes. Yes.
Practice. And like you said, what was it again? Preparation, practice, and perspective.
Yes. The three P's. So
Love it.
it's yeah, it is. And also accents. I mean, even in English, like in the United States or like the UK, or there's different accents, even if you still speak English. So
Yeah.
don't.
There's 40 different accents in English in
Well,
Canada alone.
I didn't know that, and that's impressive. So
It is. It is. And I sit there now because I had to study dialects and stuff in university. And I'll listen to somebody talk and I'll think they're from the West Coast.
oh, you're good.
They're from central Canada. They're from the East Coast. They're more specifically Cape Breton because, we had to study stuff like that. But I find it fascinating, which is also, in the UK, I know a lot of them can tell what area people are from based on their accent.
Yes.
Whereas sometimes to me, I'm like, are they from the northern part of England or are they Australian? I can't
Yes.
tell. Or Australian and New Zealand seems very close in how they speak. But when you really listen to the subtle differences, it's interesting. I find it interesting.
It happens in every language. It's the same thing for French. I mean, or Spanish, or like French from Canada and from France is different, and
Yes, very much so.
you're gonna hear it when you hear a French Canadian talk, and I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, and you would know too, your husband is from France, right? That anybody from France who goes anywhere in Quebec,
yeah,
like I worked at a job in the summers. I would work in using my French for whatever various companies. So I would often be speaking to people in Quebec. And this one guy, he was a farmer. I worked with farming equipment. So I was talking to this farmer who lived in like northern rural Quebec. He's like, I thought you said you speak French. I said, I thought you said you speak French. I don't know what you're speaking, but French is not it. And he started to laugh and he all of a sudden we developed this more of a friendship because at first it was a little tete-a-tete.
yeah.
But he's like, I thought you said you speak French. I'm like, I do speak French. What are you speaking? Because even just within that province, the province of Quebec, there's so many different dialects. Some are so difficult to understand.
Yes, I don't understand someone who comes from Abitibi, which is at the edge of Quebec. I'm like, I can't even grasp 3 words in a sentence. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
I,
Yep. And that's the same. I speak Italian, but I speak proper Italian. There are dialects from every region and even multiple dialects within each region that if they speak a dialect, I don't always understand everything. I can make the gist of things generally, but sometimes it's like a deer in headlights. It's like, I
yeah,
have no idea what you just said.
the
And I
worst
speak
part
Italian.
is expression, because you cannot, well, most often than not, you cannot translate them word for word. So you're like, what does that mean exactly? How can I use it in a specific context?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really about practice, because
Yep.
ask people, don't be afraid to ask. I mean, I've asked you several times, like,
Yep.
How do you pronounce this, or what does that mean? Because I mean, when you go the extra mile to actually learn something about the language, you will remember it. So
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah, for sure. Well,
and
this has been awesome. I love your 3 Ps. I think that's really important. And in any context,
yes,
right? No matter what you're doing,
yes,
preparation, practice, perspective.
yes.
I love that. I think you should do a post and put it in the group because you do beautiful graphics. I've seen your graphics. You are like a Canva wizard, ma'am.
Yeah,
But that's such a great lesson, no matter what it is, but specifically about our topic today and people, you know, using their, let's just say, people being authentically them, unapologetically them.
yes,
So it doesn't matter if English isn't your first language, your people will come because of who you are, not how you speak.
yeah, that's true.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for being in the hot seat. Merci beaucoup.
Oh my God, I love it. I love
De
it.
venir avec moi ici.
Oh my God, we should have done it in French.
No.
Practice, Diva. But no, I love.
You know what? That's true. I should probably have more conversations with you in French so I don't lose my French.
Yes, yes. Oh, you
But
sound,
again, that goes back to practice.
I love it. I love it. You sound delightful. And oh, I got chills.
Ah, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so
Me.
much. And we will talk very soon.
Yes.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hugo says bye too.